Okay, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. How are we doing on this? It's not Monday anymore, right? Yesterday was Monday. Yesterday's the day I actually took a day off. I did not feel good yesterday, man. I woke up and I was trashed, and I figured I just go back to sleep because Donna gets up. She's got to be to work at 5. I took a 3-hour nap, and I woke up feeling worse. So I said the hell with it. I'm okay today. I'm still a little bit lethargic, but I wasn't going to take today off. I just needed the extra rest because we got four 10 o'clock games. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Monday. That's evil NHL. Speaking of the evil NHL, wait till we get a load of the standings today. Somehow it's gotten even worse. It's insane. I don't know what to think about it. Hey, Simon, how you doing, buddy? Dark Fear, you hope the Ducks win? That's right. We got the Ducks tonight. Yeah. So, yeah, Simon, a little bit better. I'm okay. Yesterday, though, man, I was just like, I was like falling asleep just wherever I was sitting and standing. It was wild. So, looking at our daily look into the madness that is the Eastern Conference. Canadians and Wings are on top at 18 points in the Atlantic. And then Hellfire and Damnation is among us because the Leafs are now in third place because they've won a couple of games. They got 15 points. Lightning, Senators, Bruins, all at 14 points. And then the Panthers and Sabres bringing up last place with 13 points. I say last place, but they're also just one game out of third place. So go figure. And then you get to the Metro, and somehow it's even tighter because there's nobody with the 15 points. Devils and Penguins, for crying out loud. Even though the Penguins have lost 2 in a row, they still got 18 points. And then you got the Hurricanes and Jackets and Rangers at 14. And the Islanders, Capitals, and Flyers at 13. The Rangers have won 3 in a row. The Capitals have lost 4 straight. And I just don't even know what to make of this. Because I kind of would have thought we would have started to see a little bit more separation as we get closer to Thanksgiving, and maybe we still will. But for now, it's pure madness. Emperor, yeah, the Lightning look good. Yep, no doubt. Scientists, yeah, one game completely. I mean, if the playoffs started today, we could do this every day. If the playoffs started today, it would be a little bit more making sense-ish a little bit. Canadians, Wings, Leafs, Lightning, Devils, Penguins, Hurricanes, Jackets. So obviously the Penguins would be the surprise, but Canadians, Wings, Leafs, Lightning wouldn't surprise everybody. Of course, the Panthers wouldn't be in, but the playoffs don't start today, so we don't have to worry about that. Maybe Swiggy pops off. Maybe. Yeah, the West Coast pays off for the West Coast swing. I mean, at least it's early in the year, right? Hey, Russell. Yeah, I did not see a whole lot of the highlights from yesterday, so you guys will have to keep me updated there. I was out. Like, I got an unspeakable amount of sleep last night. I'm still a little bit woozy. I was telling Donna last week I thought I was getting sick because what will happen to me is for about 2 days, I'll just like want all of the sugar, all of the carbs. I'll just start craving carbs and just eat everything I can with sugar. And then I'll start to feel achy and not so good after a couple of days. So I think I caught it last week and started taking some stuff when I was really having the sugar cravings. I was like, aha, I know what this is. So I took all my extra supplements and stuff, and so I think I fended something off here. It would have sucked for Kyle if I was sick this week, huh? I might be sick. I think I'm sick. I think Kyle needs to do the 10 o'clock games. Yeah, I feel sick. Yep, for sure. You can tell. It'll be a miracle if I do all 4. Last couple of years, I've pulled it off, so we'll see. But Kyle is so good at running the streams now. I don't feel bad if I take a night off and let him do it. He stays up till 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning every day. That's his normal time. So we'll see. I'll try to do them all. Hey, Jameson. What's my favorite late night snack for the West Coast Panthers games? So I eat during the intermissions. Now, I don't have enough time during the intermissions to make my waffles. For me, it's more of a post-game snack because I got to do the recap and everything. So we'll have our little things. I'll have my tea and my coffee. Every once in a while, I'll have a little yogurt. But I save it for after the recap is done and uploaded and everything. And then I'll have 3 peanut butter and jelly waffles. Yeah, because I can't gain any weight no matter what I do. So I can eat whatever I could eat the peanut. I do. I mean, I literally more days than not will have 6 peanut butter and jelly waffles a day. Always at least 3, but a lot of times I'll have 5 or 6 because I'll have another 2 or 3 at night after the game. And I can't gain weight. So I know that's not usually a problem for guys my age, but it is what it is. So I have to eat that to keep weight on. It's kind of absurd. Craig says, yeah, parity finally hitting. That's for sure. What about the Western Conference, Simon? I'll look at that in a second. Kenneth says all 16 teams in the East are going to tie for a playoff spot this year. Yeah, we're going to be down the rabbit hole of playoff tiebreakers with like goal differential and common games against teams on the road that start with a W. You know what I mean? Like it's going to be crazy. The tiebreaker. Dark Field. Yeah, Quenneville's a good coach. You know, the other stuff set aside, Quenneville was always a good coach. So yeah, real quick, let me look at the West because I did not look at the West. Avs at 19, Jets at 18, Mammoth at 16. The West is more normal. Then you got the Stars at 15, Blackhawks and Preds at 13, Wild and Blues at 11 and 10. And then over in the Pacific, Kraken at 16, Ducks, Knights, Oilers at 15, Kings and Canucks at 14, Sharks at 11. Flames still have 8 points, but at least they won a game. The Flames have a negative 17 goal differential. It's terrible. It's awful. Poor Calgary. Hey, Omega. Science says, yeah, Reinhardt looks like he's out of his slump for sure. Hungry says a full week of games to start at midnight for you. Wow. That sucks. Ghost here says, Jaws, sugar is the silent killer. I've been eating mostly protein lately, but mixed in with white rice, but been killing pork tenderloins in the crock pot with 0 sugar and 10 cal. Yeah. I know that when I don't like eat stuff with bad sugar in it, I'll have like natural jellies and yogurts. So I'm not eating anything with added sugar is what I'm saying. Like the white crack stuff. I don't have, I mean, if I'm having ice cream and stuff like that, yeah. But I try to limit it. You know what I mean? I used to never really be big into sugar. And then, sometimes I'll have a Lyme flare up and the energy's got to come from somewhere. My body's always so busy. That's why I can't get any weight, because my body's always busy trying to kill me, literally. So like I'm always like jonesing for what the next source of energy is. And I can't really do all that much caffeine or I start to get the jitters. So is what it is. Yeah, Craig, playoff play-in games, right. Jameson says Canucks won in overtime last night with 1 second left. Nice. Yeah, the Predator killer. Did you guys see that Saturday Night Live skit? I saw that this morning. Was it just me? If you guys saw the Saturday Night Live skit, the guy that played, I don't know the actors. I don't watch Saturday Night Live. But boy, that guy looked like Brandon Montour. I know it wasn't, but he kind of looked like Brandon Montour, the guy that played the Predator on that skit. Omega, if you watching Mammoths versus Sabres today, go Mammoth. Go Mammoth. Russell says, even though the Blues won, it's good. It's a long climb to get out of the slump. Yeah, how bad? How bad? I mean, you're 10 points. Yeah, you're already 5 points out. It's doable though, but you guys got a long way to go. It's a long season. The like Craig was saying, the parity. It's like, the best teams have kind of dipped a little bit, and the teams that have been bad, they're not so bad anymore. Parity is definitely hit. The playoffs are going to be wild. Ghost Slayer says, I have to balance out the pizza pasta bingers. One carb binge allows for weeks of good. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I can't get enough carbs, but I'm special. I got special needs. Whenever I tell my dad I can't gain any weight, he just fixes his glasses. He's like, yeah, okay. You know what I mean? Hey, Darth Jedi. Yeah, the Lightning look good now again, right? How many have they won 5 straight? You knew that was going to happen. I mean, maybe you didn't know they were going to win 5 straight, but the Lightning weren't going to suddenly just suck, So the Panthers got their work cut out for them. They need to continue to keep pace. We're right there. That's fine, but you don't want the Lightning to get too far ahead of the game there, and you're already, the Leafs are creeping, winning a couple of games, because we kind of need third place. You kind of need third place because the competition for those wild card spots, the way that this is looking, a lot of these wild card teams, though, they're on pace for like maybe 90 points. Right? Just barely more than a point a game here or there. So if things continue the way that they are, I mean, 89, 90 points could possibly get a second wild card. Hey, Derek, how you doing, buddy? Kenneth says, based on tiebreakers, Flyers are last place in the East, 6-5-1 plus 2 goal differential. It's kind of where you would expect them to be, right? What percentage do I think we make the playoffs? I mean, that's a tough one. There's definitely a possibility that we could miss. I mean, we could end up, missing. I don't think we will, but I would say there's at least a 25% chance. The way we've been playing now. Now, we get Kachuk back. That could change everything. We're going to need to go on a run, even like what Tampa's done there by winning 5 straight. We're going to need to go at some point on a 5, 6, 7 game win streak. Ghost Slayer says, I've ordered a pizza or 2 while watching the stream. I'm not innocent. Colin says there's some rumors that Waddle could get traded to Denver. Isn't today the trade deadline? Am I mistaken there? I thought I remember seeing 11-4. Of course, Jalen Phillips is gone. I don't mind that, honestly. Nice kid, but the injuries have kind of depleted his speed a little bit. And every single time we see the quarterback escape a possible sack or a sure sack and then make a play, every single time when you watch the replay, it's Jalen Phillips, just like he don't know how to tackle. Like he just like grabs their waist and just falls and thinks the quarterback's just going to fall. I've never seen a pass rushing defensive end that is worse at tackling the actual quarterback when he gets to him than Jalen Phillips is. Steven says, friggin' Pittsburgh, they whooped Toronto through 2 and then fell apart. Yeah. What was the score? What was the score yesterday? Again, like I said, I didn't see anything from anything yesterday. Let me see. I just did not exist. So yesterday there wasn't a ton of games. Leafs beat the Penguins, or Blues beat the Oilers. That was good. Canucks beat the Preds in overtime, and then the Kraken beat the Blackhawks. Spencer Knight, that was probably Spencer Knight not getting goal support there. No, that was Soderblom actually. Dang, he played pretty well, and they did not get points out of that. Hey, Joyful, you got to be in a good spot, right? Oh, I would expect the Bradley Chubb thing. Hold on a second. I got to forward Kyle his eBay security code here. Hopefully he gets it. We still haven't figured out why his computer just continues to sign him out. Like it signed him out yesterday, and just in the middle of while he was working, it just signed him out. Silva says, watch out, the Sabrango is the next Forsling. I mean, I didn't look, it was only one game, right? I didn't see why, there's got to be a reason teams had kind of given up on him, So we'll see. I kind of thought when we got Bournefoot, I was like, ooh, maybe this is the guy, right? But and then when he plays well, he plays okay, but he's pretty inconsistent. And I kind of feel like the fact that we went out and got Sabrango and immediately played him when we could kind of shows what they feel about Bournefoot's development. Deadly, on minus 17 is unacceptable, right? Strafasi, I hope to agree with you. Yeah, okay, so the trade deadline is 4. Right. Silva says, Chucky coming back shouldn't change much of anything, and the Lions just swapped Kachuk for Bolquist. Yeah. I agree with that. Bennett with Kachuk and Samoskevich was second line for a little while last year until Kachuk got hurt. I'm fine with that. Steven, Dolphins rebuilding again. Yeah, I would expect Fitzpatrick to go too. Again, it says it was 3-0 Pittsburgh due to, and the Leafs only had 8 shots. Jeez. Cowboys made an offer for Minka. Hey, take the picks. And then hopefully we get the right GM to put this all together again. Safari says, going to see a bottom pair of Kulikov and Sabrango. Yes, please. I would like that. I mean, we only seen Sabrango to one game, so maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. But from the one game, he definitely looks like he has some upside. But I would suspect, Strafasi, that even if he plays a ton, it could be a situation eerily similar to what Samoskevich went through last year, where he played most of the year, and then when it came time to do the playoff thing, he got a little bit of an opportunity, and then Marie said, no, psych, sorry, Mackie, you're out. Owl said, Dangle said the Leafs are about to go full force after last night's game. I mean, I have empathy for Steve. I don't know how many times he can say, maybe this time, but, he's a good dude. He's all right. Graham says Jalen Phillips was going to leave after the season anyway. Yeah, absolutely. Steven says, I'll be watching the Panthers, not this rebuild. Well, the rebuild needed to happen, right? So we'll see who ends up running it, How much faith do I have in Ross choosing the right guy? I mean, he's no Bill Zito, right? He's no Bill Zito. I don't know how much faith I have in him choosing the right guy. Why? After he got rid of Dan Campbell, that really was the last straw for me with Ross. Simon says, between now and the Olympics, I think the Panthers will get some. Well, we should get Kachuk back. That's probably the only one we're going to get back. Maybe Nosek, but I'm assuming we're going to get Kachuk back. He had a cracking one last night. Yeah, Ross needs to sell. Shavasi, can we hire Bill Zito for the Dolphins too? I don't know. I don't want Zito anywhere near the team. I thought about it. Just a bad juju with the Dolphins. They're on their own. Kenneth says, if someone said the Carolina Panthers and Kansas City Chiefs were going to have the same record after 9 weeks, ain't that the truth of it? Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. I don't mind. The more guys that we get rid of, we'll get all the draft picks. It's not like we got a ton of really good guys to get rid of. You know what I mean? I don't really know that I would want to get rid of Waddle, especially if we're going to go get a rookie quarterback, if that's the route we took. Waddle's still a good wide receiver. And what are we going to get for him? I guess a 2, maybe? A 2 or a 3? Garfield says Leo Carlson, Troy Terry, and Seneke had got the goals against the against the Panthers, yeah. Steven says, if we do, I'll have no comment. I get you. It's all good, man. Scientist says, Paul Marie said that Kulikov is on the same timeline as Nosek. So when they come back, should be around the same time around March. Damn, what did Nosek do to his knee? Right? Yeah, so Nosek, but I don't know. We'll have to see how the cap works out. I don't know if Nosek can come back. It just depends on what we do, for the regular season. You know what I mean? All we really want to know is when Barkov coming back. Is that next week or the week after? Goat Slayer says, yeah, getting rid of Campbell was the biggest bonehead mistake. Ain't no doubt about that. Krabs, yeah, I don't really know that. Yeah, exactly. There's always a few players worth keeping for the rebuild. Yeah, I'd hate to see. Because after Waddle, they cover, Malik Washington is okay. But, I wonder if they'll try to trade the rights for Tyreek. Well, I don't even know if you can trade a guy while he's hurt. I don't think you can, actually. Hey, Universal Habs, I'm not worried Habs going to beat the Flyers. You guys will be fine. You're still all the way up there, right? You won 3 straight, 9-3. You haven't even had an overtime. The Canadians and Wings haven't even had one overtime loss. That's wild. Not even one. 9-3, 9-4. Now, I know the Penguins lost a couple of games, but that's kind of where the Panthers need to, start putting some points in the bank here, because at some point, some of these teams are, Bruins have won 3 straight. The Sens are kind of just hanging around, but they got their own missing Kachuk too, right? Crab says you can't trade Hill who wants an injured player. Well, if you were going to give him away, like if another team wanted to take a chance that on whatever he was going to be when he came back, so we'll see. But I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can do it. I don't know if you could trade a guy that's injured like that. Hey, Undead, how's life in first place? You guys are in first, right? Yeah, how's life in first place? 7-1-5. Look at that. I didn't even realize that. The Avalanche are 7-1-5. That's wild. Because, again, you look at the Jets and Mammoth, and they have no overtime losses. But the Avs have 5. Damn. Just get the Avs to overtime, and it's an easy 2 points, I guess. I don't know. Kenneth says every point matters this year. No doubt. No doubt. We'll be okay. You should have heard Kyle out. Was it last week? No, that was when Greer. That's right. Yeah, he came and told me about Jalen Phillips yesterday. I thought about doing a video, but I was not coherent yesterday at all. I'm barely coherent today. Undead says Lightning's heating up. And you guys got to play the Lightning tonight. Yeah, what are the games tonight? So tonight, Bruins, Islanders, Flyers, Canadians, Mammoth, Sabres, Hurricanes, Rangers, Preds, Wild, Oilers, Stars, Lightning, Avalanche at 9:30, Wings and Knights at 10, Panthers, Ducks at 10, and then if you're really feeling frisky, starting at 10:30, the Jets and Kings. Oy, that's not good. That's not good. Those too late. Now, what is that? Is that 7 o'clock their time? Panthers, Ducks at 10 o'clock. That's 7 o'clock over there, right? So the early games are pretty good. Mammoth, Sabres, that should be a pretty good game. Two teams nobody thought was going to be anywhere. They're fighting for playoff spots. And I know it's early to talk playoff spots, but we also know the old adage, if you're not in the playoffs in Thanksgiving, your chances of getting in are sloppy at best. Ghost Slayer says Brady saw Matt get time off and younger sibling syndrome and wanted the same, so he intentionally injured himself to be like big bro. He's only out for like a month though, right? Brady Tkachuk, like he'll be back. Let me see. Six to 8 weeks. Okay. So it could be 2 months. But it's also just a thumb thing, right? So it's not like a wheel, you know what I mean? It's not like a leg or anything. You know what I mean? So he'll be all right. He's going to have plenty of he'll be fresh and rested. Hey, communist. Armageddon says Preds should have beat the Canucks in overtime. You weren't happy. Sometimes those overtimes, somebody dominates possession the whole damn time, and then as soon as the other team gets one shot, boom, it's in the back of the net. The Panthers are pretty good at doing that. Jameson says, been thinking about the salary cap in the playoffs. I really feel like the NHL should have made it applicable for rounds 1 and 2. If a hockey team can make it to the conference final, they should have their full complement of players. Huh. Interesting. I had to think about that one, how that would work. Because at that point, you would still be in the situation of taking guys that helped you get to the conference finals and then kicking their asses off the ice to bring in somebody else. I doubt that they could have got that approved. It's an interesting idea, though. Kenneth says whoever's in last place in the East each day probably doesn't even realize it. Yeah, and I would suspect none of these guys are looking at the standings a whole lot. You know? Undead says I'd be for it once shootout goes away. Yeah, you need the Sharks to get on a heater. Well, I mean, they're not in any danger from the Flames, are they? Who would have thought that? The Flames have 31 goals in 14 games. So at least they're scoring more than 2 a game now. I know for a couple of minutes there it was really, really bad. And at least they've won a game. Sharks defense, my God. I mean, 53 goals in 13 games. That's more than four. That's more than 4 goals a game, isn't it? Yeah, because that's 52. That's more than 4 goals a game the Sharks are averaging, allowing. Holy hell. Come on now. That's bad. Colin says, how about a Sabrango goal tonight? He reminds me of Montour. I hope that continues, right? Remember, other teams gave up on Montour too, right? How long? I mean, Montour had been a known quantity, though, by the time we got him. Yeah, I say it again, that Saturday Night Live skit with the Predators, the guy really looked like Brandon Montour. Like I'm looking at, I don't know who it was because I don't watch that. But if one of you told me it actually was Brandon Montour, I wouldn't even be surprised. Looked just like him. Montour didn't take a long time to develop. His first season with Anaheim, he played 27 games, and then that was it, 80, 62. But then he had some seasons where he didn't play a ton. Must have been injuries, I'm not sure. In 18-19. Oh, no, that's because he got traded. I take that back. He played 62 games for Anaheim and then 20 for Buffalo. And then the following year was the COVID 56-game season. He played 54. So he was, what's he now? He's 31. So 31, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23. Yeah, he just came right in. I don't even know if he was 20 when he started playing. Yeah, the Sharks are fun to watch because you never know how many goals are going to be in the net, right? Deadly says, I don't know what Coach Huska is doing or which lineups he's going to make you play Columbus today. Were Flames fans, like, were you guys thinking you could make the playoffs this year? I don't remember if I picked you guys or not to make it. But, I mean, you were just on the border last year, right? I mean, let me see. Calgary was pretty close last year, yeah. The Blues just squeaked in, right? 96 points. That's funny because when Huberdeau was with the Panthers, they got 96 points and didn't get in, right? Or did they get in last year? No, that's right. Yeah, they got. So I mean, what happened? Like, what happened? Hey, Pacharo. Oh yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine with Phillips getting traded. Absolutely 100%. Still, it says second month in a row we've got the worst shooting percentage. Yeah, you can tell. Gold Slayer says, considering the circumstances, we could be a whole lot lower in points when the injured return to morale as well. Play will come back to the locker room and then cook to get to the playoffs. As long as everybody's got enough energy, yeah. If they're feeling like I am today, then I don't know about that. Yeah. I'll give you guys, there's a 25% chance that Kyle might be doing tonight's stream by himself. I was feeling better, but we'll see. I got to get a nap before the game. If I can get a nap, it's hard staying up till 10 to do it, man. Deli says, honestly, I didn't really think the Flames were going to make the playoffs this year. It's just such a big drop. I mean, 96 points, 9 times out of 10, right? That gets in, Like I said last year, or a couple of years ago, like I said, when Huberdeau was with us. We got to 96 points and missed. And then he ends up again with 96 points and missing. That's got to be a little bit depressing. Colin says we got to make sure that Kyle does the lifting for tonight. Yeah, now, if I'm not there tonight, y'all make sure he does the lifting. I'll go back and watch. If I wake up and it's 5-0 and we lost, I know what happened. You know what I mean? Goes here, says tablespoon of honey for sure before my nap. Feel better. Yeah, I'm okay. It just, my energy level is just clunked. You know what I mean? So if I can get a nap, I should be okay. But I started this stream feeling like I was high on caffeine and I'm rapidly fading. I'm not even going to lie. Reaper's Devil says, hopefully Habs can lose tonight because we play them next. Greg says, on a plus side, no more baseball. Oh, come on. We had fun. That was fun. Huh? I'm going to convince Kyle to do a baseball channel. Silva says, new possible idea, reacquire Huberdeau for a guaranteed 96 points. Jeez. He's got to be wondering if he's ever going to make it back to the playoffs. But Charles, yeah, Fitzpatrick, I'm sure Fitzpatrick is going to be gone. I'm sure we're going to get whatever we can get for some of these guys. They're not going to be happy with the situation. They don't want to stay. I don't blame them. Tennis says every power rankings has Flames last, Sharks rejoice. Yep. Sharks are being kept out of the basement. And plus side, no more baseball. Yeah, Game 7 was fun. Hey, Brutality, what do I expect from the Panthers tonight since we played Ducks before and they beat us? I'm looking at this as a 4-game trip because it is. Give me 4 points. All I care about out of this trip is how many games can I get caught to do because I'm going to be exhausted. But more than that, just joking, give me 4 points out of this trip. That's it. Now, if we win the first 2, I will adjust that. But just stay even. This trip could go poorly. If it goes poorly, it's going to go poorly. You know what I mean? Like, this is not when we need to be dicking around losing 4 straight. We already have enough games early in the season where, you know, we should have got a point here, a point there, where we got nothing. And so with this trip, we kind of need to make sure we get them. Colin says, well, 4 to 6 points. Yeah, 6 points would be ideal. Kenneth says, Josh will take 4 overtime losses. I'll take it. I mean, I'd hate to be losing 4 straight. You like to get some regulation wins. But just keep pace. Just keep pace with 500, and I'll be okay with this trip. You know? Deadly says, I didn't expect us to be behind the Blues and the Sharks. Yeah, I don't think anybody in their right mind would have expected that. You know? I mean, Wolf looked good. Guys had 96 points. Everything looked like it was on the upwards. Now, is the Flames fan base ready to move on? Like at some point, we talked about this before, but I don't know what you'd be able to do trying to move Huberdeau or Uyghur. I mean, especially Huberdeau, that contract, y'all are kind of stuck with that for quite some time. Dark Fear says, I take the W and Ducks beat the Panthers. Well, you already did it the one time, right? It already happened the one time. So we'll see. And then when you look at like what's I want to look at Tampa's schedule coming up here. So they played the Mammoth last night and won that game. And the 5-game win streak has been, or was it 5 or 4? 4 here, 5. So they beat the Ducks, they beat the Knights, then they beat the Preds, then the Stars, then the Mammoth. That's not an easy run of games. Then they got the Avalanche, Knights, Capitals, Rangers, Panthers, Canucks, Devils, Oilers, Capitals. But you know what's funny about it is that when you look at what teams' upcoming schedules are, like it used to be like, well, that's 2 points, that's 2 points, that's 2 points. But not anymore. And then like the Capitals, they haven't been playing well at all. And then there's the Flames and the Lightning on November 26th, which is that Thanksgiving? When's Thanksgiving? When's Thanksgiving? What's the date? Thursday, November 27th. Okay. So, yeah, I guess we'll be playing Tuesdays and Wednesdays on those days, on those weeks. Dark Fear, no. Yeah, Deadly, the contracts are bad. Simon, what was the highlight of the baseball series, in my opinion? That, though, for me, the catch that the dude that Pages, I guess is how you say his name. It's spelled Pages, but I guess it's Pages. That catch that he made running into the left fielder, and if he doesn't catch that, it's all over but the shouting. That catch to me was one of the highlights for sure. I kind of felt bad for Kirk there, grounding out into a World Series losing double play because your bat just splinters into 1,000 pieces. Like if the bat doesn't splinter, did he hit the ball well enough to get that through the hole? And now all of a sudden he's the hero. You know what I mean? Like when you're a kid and you play and pretend and you're like, it's the bottom of the ninth, the bottom of the 11th in the World Series game 7, and I'm up to bat. There ain't no kid ever, that when he's having that fantasy in his backyard, the bat is never broke. The bat is never broke. Even if his brother is pretending to pitch to them and they are fantasizing back and forth about what's happening. When the brother threw the pitch, he never said, the bat broke. It never happened. Not even in anybody's imagination did that shit ever happen. And there we were watching it. So I kind of felt bad for the dude. Also, because we're about the same height, so I felt bad for him. But, yeah, that's kind of what I remember about those games. Emperor says, Kings fans were happy when the Dodgers won. Better than that, the Kings have been playing, right? Ken, if you already booked that day off. Deadly says 7-year, $49 million. Right. Plus Kadri is unrestricted. Hey, Wild. Yeah, the Wild are in rough shape. I don't know, man. How bad is it? I mean, 11 points ain't the end of the world, but yeah, you got to start winning some games. And allowing too many goals. Allowing way too many goals. Gold Slayer says Bouchard is robbing Edmonton of 10.5 and was a pylon that allowed the 4th goal to the Leafs. I'm not mad because I'm a Cats Leafs fan, but that's too. I know when we heard that Bouchard got 10.5, Colin and I just kind of fell out of our chairs. Commenter says, anybody who knows about baseball, how hard or tiring would it be to pitch 2 games in a row? Yoshi obviously did it and got the MVP, trying to understand how hard that is. No, it is, in my opinion anyway, more difficult than a goalie starting back-to-back games. I would say the only thing that I could even remotely compare it to in hockey is if like a goalie, like when Bob played all 4 overtimes, if like they had to play the next night, you know what I mean? Like the game ended at 2 a.m. and then like 4 in the afternoon, the next game started and Bob was still back out there. I kind of feel like that's maybe a comparison. It's just not, it's only done in circumstances where, you don't need your arm for a couple of months. You know what I mean? That was crazy. Deadly. Yeah. And you like Huberdeau. Yeah. I mean, it's not Hubie's fault. He took the money, right? He earned it. Calgary is paying Huberdeau for what he did in Florida. Diehard Red Wings says, oh boy, we play tonight. Hopefully we can win it. Never mind, we're in Vegas. Well, yeah, I hate to tell you this, but I'm rooting for Vegas. I don't really root for Vegas to win, but unfortunately, with all the injuries the Panthers have gotten, I actually have to root against the Eastern Conference teams now, except Montreal. Let Montreal run away with the division. Let them win the President's Trophy, because that might be the only way the Panthers can beat them, because that's what we do. That's our specialty, is we eliminate President's Trophy teams, especially when we're the President's Trophy team. We're able to do that to ourselves as well. Hey, Bill. Yeah. Yeah, don't look at the standings. We'll be okay. It's we're in last place. We're also one game out of third place. We could spin this any number of ways. You know what I mean? I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 teams within 1 point of each other in the Eastern Conference. 11 teams within 1 point of each other. And you could throw in, make it 12 within 2, because the Leafs only have 15. But the entire bottom half of the conference, bottom 2/3 of the conference, is all within 1 point. I mean, it's just absurd. Gardner got traded to the Colts. Good to get him out of the freaking way. Darth, yeah, you guys are waking up. You'll be fine. Oh, I see. I see. I see. Excuse me. Oh, sure. I wouldn't surprise me. I mean, I know some people kind of feel like the Jays were one and done there. Yeah, there's a lot of the shot percentage, Bill. Let me get this up. Let me share the screen. It's starting to happen, real. It should happen. They're probably holding out for the best possible deals here at the very end. The shot, they don't show me shot percentage on this page, so I have to go into each individual one. Like Bennett. Bennett's shot percentage right now is 8%. That's not the end of the world. Let's see. We know Marchand's is probably like 50%. Reinhardt's usually at like a solid 30%. Reinhardt's shot percentage is 16. Yeah, usually this time of the year, he's a little bit higher than that. Usually this time of the year, he's a little bit higher than that. Sam Miskevich's shot percentage is probably terrible. 6.9. That's not great. That's not great. Verhaeghe, 2, right? Verhaeghe's shot percentage, 6.7. This is not a good sign, because you see all these shot percentages, 15.8, 16.8, 14.4, and then last year was 8.3, and he was supposed to come back to normal, and he's actually worse now at 6.7. That's a problem. That's a problem. I don't know like you. I do not like that at all. We'll look at one more. Let's see. Jesper Boquist, just because I like to bitch about him constantly. 9.1. It's not the end of the world, but collectively, that's part of the reason why we're not scoring. Real says, I expect Sean Jerry Jones to give us 2 firsts for Chubbs, right? Yeah, I would suspect Chubb will be gone for sure. Dark Jedi says, you know what's crazy, dog? Stamkos still hasn't scored a goal? Jeez. That's pretty bad. Joyful says, Levi requested a trade from Buffalo. Really? I mean, he don't really got, let's see. I don't think he's got a real leg to stand on in terms of like complaining. Let's see. Last year, he started 21 games. He was a 310 and an 899. This year, he started 8 games, so he's getting, on opportunity. He's got a 412 and an 872. No, that was last year. Excuse me. I just assumed. So he played poorly, and then he looked worse, and now he's not getting a chance. Let me look at his AHL numbers. He's playing for Rochester in the AHL right now. Last year, and yeah, we've looked at this. Last year in Rochester, Levi was a 2.2 and a 919. And right now in 5 games, he's 5-0 with a 1.80 and a 9.33. So I assume that maybe he feels like he's not getting a fair shake to play. Connie says he can't really demand. He hasn't really proven anything. But if he gets traded, he wins a cup, right? Kenny says, my pickup team could use Levi. What do you want in return? Hey, how you doing, MJ? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you, bud. Good to see you. What do you say? Happy election day, Jaws. Any elections happening by you? Sorry for being late here. Quick work break for me. I texted you back. Yeah, I saw. I just haven't got a chance to respond, brother. It's all good. I'll be straight. I don't think there's any elections around here. I didn't get any ballots. Usually we will get ballots for everybody that lives in the house and everybody that has also been dead for 10 years. That's true. When it's election time, I get ballots for me. I get ballot for Kyle. And then I get ballots for the elderly couple that died in this house before I moved in. And I've been in this house it's going to be 11 years soon. So that's what I can tell you about Maryland's election system. That's what I can tell you. Oh, boy. The New York mayor election that's today. Yeah, I guess it is November. Huh? Fisherman Islander says, what's good? Hopefully the Islanders can play angry and beat the Bruins today. Yeah, do that. Yeah, MJ, it's good. I can vote 4 times, 6 times, however many times I want to vote. They just send me all the ballots. It is what it is. MJ, yeah, I'm glad I don't pay attention to any of that stuff. I mean, I see enough headlines, but I don't pretend. I used to pay attention to stuff, and when COVID hit and I realized, not that I didn't already realize it, But COVID reminded me that everything we see on TV is 100% bullshit. And I just stopped paying attention after that. It has no effect on my life. Gas prices go up, gas prices go down. Groceries go up, groceries go down. Whenever they're up, it's the guy who's in office now fault. Whenever they go down, it's the guy who was in there before. It's just rinse and repeat. You know what I mean? MJ, yeah, it's ugly for politics right now. Yep, I ain't got time for it. You know what I mean? Egg prices are down. That's what I know. That is what I know. Egg prices are. There were like $8, $9 a freaking dozen here, and I know they had the whole thing with the flu and all of that, but you know, it is what it is. I know that there's some people that say if what's the way that they put it? Like if elections made any difference, they wouldn't let us have them. You know. All right, MJ. Yeah. Hey, Capitals. Yeah, if you lose to the Blues tomorrow, it's panic time. Yeah, you can't go losing to the Blues, but Russell Beaton Blues is in here. He's probably going to want to win. Kenneth says, I'm sure there's people who vote and have no close and check the next day to see how many they got right. Yeah. What are you going to do? You know, and especially in my area, you pretty much, and you know, in my area is very small. You know exactly how it's going to vote. You know, but I go and vote when it's time. But I don't know who the the clerk of county courts. I don't know who these people are. How I do my voting when it's just a local election is when I pull up. If I've been driving around town, for anybody who ever wants to get into politics in a small town, the more I see your sign, the more annoyed I am, the least likely I am going to vote for you because you're littering up my freaking nature. Hey, thank you, MJ. Thank you, bud. Dick Cheney died. Jeez. Rest in peace, Dick Cheney, Diane Ladd, and Victor Conte. Government shutdown as longest ever. No more New York subway metro cards. Oh boy. That's interesting. I see how I miss all this stuff. I don't get the news anymore. Huh? Real says, I think that, thank you again, MJ. Thank you, buddy. Real says, I think that everyone should just lose to us on purpose because everyone loves us and they feel bad for our injuries and want to see a three-peat. That's how it works, right? I thought when you won the 2 cups, I don't understand. We won 2 cups, and then we won the first 3 games of the year. I thought that was it, that 3 cups. I'm confused. Kyle tried to explain it to me. I don't know. I must be old and getting senile because I thought Derek, yeah, Cheney shot a guy. I know. He was 84. So for the New York Metro cards, you have to pay $5 for a lousy credit card looking thing. Joyful Saber says, I'm just tired when we I'm just tired of when we trade someone who then he wins a cup. I get exactly what you're saying, Joyful. 100%. It's got to get tiring being the team that, we can't quite make it, so we're going to trade away our good guys. It's like the Marlins in baseball here. Very, very similar situation, except we won a couple of times just out of pure luck and finances. So I can understand that for sure. Metro cards used to be $1. Now they're replacing with $5 cards. Jeez. MJ, it's like the dump. The dump used to be free. Then it was, you pulled up to the thing and you could buy a $5 ticket. A van full of $5. All right. Okay. But you could buy a ticket. Now, what I had to do was send like my driver's license and a blood sample, and just like they needed a booger on an envelope. I had to send this whole package away to get a permit. And then I have to take the permit to the Ace Hardware, you can't go to the dump. I have to take the permit to the Ace Hardware, and I have to buy a book of 12 tickets at $5 a piece to use the dump. All that since COVID. It went from free to now, if I want to take one load to the dump, I got to buy a $60 book of tickets. So what I've been doing is I already pay for garbage service, and I have two huge cans. So I've just been using, we never fill up the 2, and they give you 2. It doesn't cost me anymore. And so I just been taking all the stuff that was supposed to go to the dump from the yard sale. And every week, Kyle and I fill up one of the cans that we're not using, and they just take it away. I ain't spending $60. I got to buy a whole damn book of tickets. It's robbery. All right, MJ, I appreciate you, bud. Thanks. Donna's in there laughing her ass off. Hey, babe, there's food in the oven, Miss Jaws. I baked the whole chicken and peppers dish. It's in the oven if you're hungry. I know you're used to not serving yourself around here. I know you're a little bit spoiled, but I'm kind of working. Craig says, mini movie script was approved. Barkov returns in playoffs, wins the 3rd cup and Stanley Cup Finals MVP. Sounds good. Hey, Blackhawks. Yeah, man, don't blow it now. Don't blow it. You guys are close. Stick with it. Stick with it. Joyful says, I am like Sabres fans who hates GM Kevin Adams. We missed the playoffs this season. He's gone. It's a tough road making it in the East, man. It's a tough road. Oh, you're still in the car? What the hell is she doing still in the? What are you doing still in the car? Are you going senile? Hold on a second. What the? I'm waving at you. What the hell are you doing still in the car, you big dummy? What is she doing? No, I got to get ready to go. My fiance is obviously having some kind of breakdown in the vehicle out there. She showed up early. Oh, you wait till I'm done. Yeah, that's what it is. She don't want to walk in and have to do anything for herself, so she's waiting in the car so that she can be like, "Oh, I didn't know you were done. Well, since you're done, why don't you feed me, serve me, peasant?" Hey, thank you, MJ. Thank you, bud. Thank you, buddy. He says sports headline: Sauce Gardner to the Colts. Milan Lucius signs with the Blues. Rip George Conti, the oldest Olympian. He was 101. Jeez. Now, he wasn't 101 when he was in the Olympics, was he, MJ? I know I'm out of touch, but I didn't think I was that touch. So Sauce Gardner to the Colts. Ooh, good job, Jets. Good job. Hey, he's out of the division, so that's good. That's good. Lucic signed with the Blues, huh? Well, give him the cup now. Give him the cup now. Thank you, MJ. Appreciate that, buddy. If I wouldn't have got your text the other day, I would have had to file a missing persons report for MJ. I'm kidding. You know you're cool. I'm just giving you shit. I'm tired. So I'm delirious at this point. Man, the Olympian's name was Charles Coste. I got you. Hey, Castle Siege Stars been starting slow again. You guys will be okay. Stars can't miss the playoffs, right? I mean, even though you started slow, you're still in the playoff spot. But better watch out for Chicago, right? I mean, you'd be in right now, but don't mess around with Chicago. I wouldn't worry about the Preds. But Chicago, you never know. He was not 101 when he competed in the Olympics. Damn, I was going to ask for whatever it was he was taking. What the hell? Oh, now she comes in the house. As soon as she heard I had made food, then she comes in the house. I see what it is. MJ, yeah, this week's Panther games have plenty of Coca-Cola and Red Blue. Red Blue? Red Bulls. 58 says if you're tired now, the stream tonight is going to be a fun one. I got to get some sleep. I took yesterday off because I didn't feel good. It started 4 or 5 days ago. I had like horrible nightmares, waking up, sweating, screaming. I was screaming something. Donna had to wake me up. I don't even remember what the hell it was. And then just my energy level just keeps crashing. But it might be beneficial with the game starting at 10. I can like fall asleep at 7 and take a 2-hour nap and be okay. I think I got a better shot. I think I got a better shot of taking a nap and then being up for the game at 10 than I would if it was a 7 o'clock game. I might not make it. But if I can take a nap, I should be good. I just don't feel good. It is what it is. It's mainly what it is. No, MJ, it's not the change of the season. I'm protesting because Kyle won't help me do the dishes. You know what he does, the son of a bitch? This is what he does. Okay? I do dishes and I do dishes and I do dishes and I do dishes and I finally get an empty sink. And then you know what Kyle's been doing? For the whole week I've been doing the dishes. Kyle has been keeping his dishes downstairs because he don't want to overflow the sink. So when I got an empty sink, then he brings up all his dishes and I wake up in the morning and I got a freaking sink full of dishes because at 3 a.m, he brought up everything from downstairs and put it in the sink. And that's true. Donna will vouch for that. MJ, yeah, plenty of water. Is that what they call it? It's water. If I drank alcohol, you'd know it, right? Hey, Fireborn, how you doing, buddy? Deadly, yeah, now you're the miserable one, right? So MJ, so it's a split level, right? So the kitchen and everything is upstairs. It's a big house. It's a massive house. And so upstairs is 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms with 2 master suites. So this is a master suite, the original one, and then at the other end of the house is the master suite. So I live upstairs. Kyle downstairs is the recap room, which the man cave with the basement with Kermit, and then next to that is where we stream, and then the next to that is a big office with the computers where Kyle does all of his eBay work and listening. And the deal we made, the deal that was made was he was busting his ass listing, and so I would do the dishes. But then suddenly, slowly over time, it's kind of devolved to he doesn't really bust his ass listing, and I'm still doing the dishes. I kind of got a raw deal. He takes out the garbage anything I ask him to do, he does. So I can't complain about that. It's just one of the things he does is save all his dishes downstairs and then bring them up when I clean the sink completely. Fireborn says, I am good going to the Knights game tonight. Awesome. Have fun with that. Have fun with that, man. Oh, now her workday was good. As soon as I get off, she's going to say my workday was terrible. You have to let me, yeah. Hey, MJ, Jaws, by the way, great job. You and Kyle streamed the World Series. We had fun with that. We weren't real sober, MJ. That's the key. We weren't real, yeah, but it worked because I just kept the mask on the whole time, so it worked out. Derek, yeah, you were rooting for the Jays. I was a Dodger fan growing up, so kind of had to do it. You know what I mean? MJ, you might be able to come up for the Ducks game. Yeah, you do what you can, man. It's all good. It's all good, MJ. I started the OnlyFans. I'm making $3-4 grand an hour. It's all good, man. You don't have to worry about it, right? It was Donna made me do it. Donna made me do it. And no, I won't give you guys the link. So there's that. Castle said Stars host 2027 Stadium Series at home. Oh, that'll be fun. Midnight says, I just want Columbus to win some games. That's all I'm asking. You guys came close. Not really, MJ. Don't. I wish it was true, MJ. Trust me. I wish it was true, but it's not. Yeah. You don't want to see the only. Yeah, no. I wish it was true, but it's not. Right? They pay me $2-3 grand a month, an hour to not do OnlyFans. Yeah. No. So, all right, everybody, I'm gonna roll. Donna's in there waiting for me. I got to serve up her lunch before I get in trouble and get a beating. So I have to go. Hey, German Canuck, how you doing, buddy? I hate that you're. Well, thank you for coming on, even though we're just getting ready to end things. So we will be live tonight at 10 o'clock. I would suspect I should be good for tonight. I don't know if I'm going to be good for all four, but I should be good for tonight. And I'll catch a nap. So appreciate everybody hanging out. Thank you for all the super chats. Much love and appreciation. And yeah, I got to go do my eBay pack and ship now. Hopefully Kyle found the stuff for me to ship. All right. Hey, by the way, if anybody, the links are in the description. Simon, yeah, when I'm tired, yeah. The links are in the description to the eBay store if anybody has an interest. I've got the whole store 65% off because I like having money to buy groceries. So if you ever want to check it out, I got the store pretty well discounted. Not the Panther stuff though. I can't discount the Panther stuff because it's already with the free shipping cost me an arm and a leg. So, all right, everybody, appreciate all the support. We shall see you tonight